Attention passionate Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Seattle Seahawks' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Seattle Seahawks fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Seattle SEAHAWKS fans. Let's get to the news all right, folks. Let's dive into some of the latest buzz swirling around the NFC West, because what I'm about to tell you could be a game changer for the Seattle Seahawks. Rumors are swirling that the Detroit Lions might be making a bold move by trading Aiden Hutchinson to us. Yeah, you heard that right. Hutchinson, the fierce edge rusher who's been making waves in Detroit, could be making a trip up north to join the Seahawks. And let me tell you, this isn't just a pipe dream. This could be the kind of move that redefines our defensive front and sets us up for a serious Super Bowl push. But as always, let's break down what this really means, why it's happening, and how it could alter the landscape of the NFC West and beyond. First, let's talk about Hutchinson himself, because this guy is a monster on the field. The 2025 season saw him absolutely explode with 15 sacks, 50 pressures, and a Pro Football Focus grade of 94. 2, which is elite by any standard. His win rate of 37, 8% combined with 19 tackles for loss, 6 forced fumbles, and a run defense grade of 91. 0 shows that he's not just a pass rusher, he's a complete disruptor. And let's not forget, Hutchinson was a key player for the Lions, earning his spot in the Pro Bowl for 2023-2024, all while staying fully healthy. That's a rarity in today's NFL, especially for an edge who's playing at such a high level. His career totals are equally impressive: 38 sacks, 118 pressures, and a career PFF grade averaging around 92. 6. Hutchinson draws comparisons to some of the league's top disruptors like TJ Watt, especially in how he can blow up plays and generate pressure. When you watch him play, it's clear he's a predatory force, always hunting the quarterback and forcing offenses to adjust their game plans. Now, why would Detroit consider trading Hutchinson? Well, the Lions are in a tricky cap situation right now, with only about $8 million in cap space left. Plus, they have some big extensions pending, notably for Jared Goff. The team is also looking to free up some cap room to bolster their offensive line and other areas, especially given their current struggles. They're allowing roughly 4.8 yards per carry, ranking around 12th in the league. The Lions are also focused on building for the future, especially with some signs that they might be shifting their focus toward youth, especially after the retirement of some key players like Montgomery. They see Hutchinson's $27 million cap hit as a potential savings that could be crucial, especially if they're planning to make some savvy moves in the draft or free agency. The idea is that they could use that cap space to re-sign or extend other key players and build a more balanced roster. But here's where it gets really interesting for us Seahawks fans. If Hutchinson were to come over to Seattle, he'd be a perfect complement to our already impressive young core on defense. Pairing him with Mafe, who's been showing flashes of brilliance with an 87. 6 PFF grade, would instantly upgrade our pass rush from already solid to downright scary. Projected stats with Hutchinson joining would see our sack total jump from around 46 to possibly 64, an increase of nearly 40%. Pressures could rise by 35%, and our win rate against the pass could improve by 24%. That's huge. When you combine his relentless style with our run defense, which currently ranks around 4.8 yards per carry against divisional rivals like the Rams, the Seahawks could truly become a nightmare for opposing offenses. Think about it, with Hutchinson terrorizing quarterbacks and Mafe providing relentless pressure, our defensive front would be a fortress, making it much harder for opponents to sustain drives and score points. And it's not just about individual stats. Hutchinson's presence on the field would dramatically elevate our entire defense. He's the kind of player who can change the momentum of a game with a single sack or a forced fumble. His ability to collapse pockets and force hurried throws would be a nightmare for offenses, especially those with balanced attack like the 49ers or the Rams. Seattle has been building this aggressive, disruptive defense for a while now, but adding a player of Hutchinson's caliber would be like putting jet fuel on a fire. It could turn the Seahawks from a good defensive team into one of the league's most feared units, especially as we get ready for playoff football. Now, let's talk about the bigger picture. The Seahawks have been quietly assembling a roster full of young, talented players, and with Geno Smith leading the offense and a solid core of receivers and running backs, the team is primed for a deep postseason run. What's been missing, though, has often been that relentless pass rush that can tilt the scales in our favor against elite quarterbacks. Hutchinson could be that X factor, the guy who collapses pockets and forces turnovers at crucial moments. Plus, with the Seahawks' cap situation opening up to around $65 million, we have the flexibility to absorb Hutchinson's contract and even add more pieces to shore up the secondary or special teams if needed. From a strategic standpoint, the move makes a lot of sense for Seattle. We've seen how impactful a disruptive pass rusher can be. Look at Garrett with the Browns in 2024, who boosted their disruption rate by 25%. Hutchinson could do the same for us, transforming our defense into a unit that's not just good but elite. And with the NFC West so tightly contested, especially with the 49ers and Rams making aggressive moves, we need to stay ahead of the curve. Adding Hutchinson would send a message to the league that the Seahawks are serious about reclaiming dominance, that we're here to stay, and that we're ready to contend for another Super Bowl. Looking ahead, this potential trade also signals a shift in how the Seahawks are approaching their roster construction. We're focusing more on building a front seven that can dominate in all situations, not just rush the passer but control the line of scrimmage against the run too. Hutchinson's ability to do both makes him a perfect fit. His impact wouldn't just be limited to the pass rush. It would ripple through the entire defense, making our secondary's job easier and our overall team defense more cohesive. Imagine a front with Hutchinson and Mafe, complemented by the rest of our talented linebackers and defensive backs, the kind of unit that could be a nightmare for any offense in the league. And don't forget, the Seahawks are always looking for ways to stay competitive. The AFC and NFC are getting tougher each year, with new stars rising and teams making bold moves. If we can land Hutchinson, it signals to everyone that Seattle is all in, that we're ready to take the next step toward building a truly dominant team. It's about creating a culture of relentless pressure, of never backing down, and of setting the tone for years to come. The fans have been craving that kind of identity, and Hutchinson could be the cornerstone of this new era. Of course, nothing is guaranteed until the trade is finalized, and there are always questions about how the Lions and Seahawks would negotiate the terms, probably a second-round pick in 2026, given the current speculation. But even the talk of this possibility has sent shockwaves through the league, and every Seahawks fan should be excited about what this could mean. The idea of bringing in a young, proven game-changer like Hutchinson could propel us into the upper echelon of NFL defenses and give us that extra edge we need to finally get over the hump and reach another Super Bowl. In the end, this isn't just about one player or one trade, it's about the message it sends. The Seahawks are serious about winning, about building a powerhouse that can contend year after year. Hutchinson, with his relentless motor and disruptive talent, embodies that mentality. If we manage to pull this off, it would be a bold statement to the league and a huge boost for our fans' morale. The future looks bright, and with players like Hutchinson potentially joining our ranks, the Seahawks could be on the verge of something truly special. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Seattle Seahawks news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. Now I want to hear from you, Seahawks fans. What do you think about this possible move? Do you believe Hutchinson is the missing piece to push us back into Super Bowl contention? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinions matter so much for us and the Seahawks. This is an exciting time, and I'll be back soon with even more updates, so stay tuned, because the Seahawks' journey to greatness is far from over. We've got a lot to look forward to, and with moves like this on the horizon, the future is looking incredibly promising. Let's keep that passion alive, and as always, go Hawks.